Hey, Tony Gasson's here. I'm in here in my office, and this my shipping room now. I'm out here in the shipping room. This here little merch ain't even released on y'all yet. Little consistency. See that good thread quality in there. Ugh. And I'm in here on. Got me one of these vibe boards. That light you see on there. My wife got that on the wall behind me. Got one of these here vibe boards. And you know, look at here. Ugh. That boy. Yeah. That boy here. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, this old vibe board. And then right here, a little invite. Type an email and invite you. Yeah, oh, fancy. Just a little fancy. Ain't nothing too intense. A little fancy. Yeah. That's a little fancy. Nothing too hit my another little screen. Got us a meeting tonight. What it say? Drag the window. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, country boy. Country boy getting fancy. Come on back up. Bring you back up. We'll go on back to you. So yeah, this my new little board. I'm in here, just stretching myself. Nah, the office coming together. In here working, and I can't get out of here really. Office in here working, it's still a mess. Like my mind don't really work. Y'all remember the study? The study ain't going nowhere now. This is a little podcast studio in here, and got my little. This gonna be my barber shop. Though I got my little memorabilia, little quotes on the wall. My wife put up. Little quotes on the wall. These here little signs. And I bought me some of these paintings. I'm a lion. Don't know what that is. I bought me some painting from a gentleman. Cool little couch my wife found. Paintings from a gentleman on Instagram. And it's right here, my little meeting space. So what I'm gonna do is we'll be little small group trainings. Me and 3 other people training life coaches in here and working and building. This a little for individuals that's in, the Tampa Bay area. They come in, have a little space to work in. How they're one of my life coaches from my mentor.life, a coach they client in here. And this is my personal offer. You see my consistency over there. My big boy chair. This is where I teach my Zooms at every night. My little blue light glasses. This right here, what my wife put up for now. It make me a little dizzy sometimes, but it's kind of cool. These little signs from a little company, Iconic. And she got my little rug to tie in that yellow. These right here from my home office. And my son put those up for me. We were gonna put like the little sound pads, but I'm gonna take those down. And then, so we building on up. And this is a little hideout for me. These are some of the cards. Now see, this is what I try to tell y'all. Now some of y'all done ordered some of these cards. The course on how I did this. I got the course film. I got to upload it. I told everybody who order a piece of this here, you're gonna get that card. So we're gonna do that. Experiment with the clothing line. Another little line from the clothing line, but I didn't too much care for the patch. But you know, we still gonna make something happen, and still gonna make us a little something happen. Now, we still working on this, getting it set up. But what I done did is I done took and got next door. Next door gonna be my podcast sets. So that'll be my podcast set where we taking set up. Look. We taking set up some podcast sets in here. So you see this here space, it's the same size as my office. Got to come in here and put some TLC. Essentially this right here, what you see, look like next door. Now this right here, this could be a co-working space. This could be my Bible studies, my live trainings with my new little vibe board. Or it could be a few different podcast sets that just kind of give you somewhere to film at. But this the thing, I'm gonna tell you, one thing about me, man, I jump out there. I jump out there and I go hard. And I get myself in. I get myself in over my head sometimes. But even when I'm over my head, I ain't never over God's head. God always got me. And that's one thing that I know for sure, is that God always got me. And so that's why I'm always, talking about, working on, ministering, and speaking on the grace and the favor of the Lord. And this the thing, is we got one life to live. We got one life to live, and we get so scary. We get so scary and we're afraid to jump out there. And at the end of the day, it's like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, these is bills. If you build it, they will come. Yeah, I got to pay this rent and pay that rent. And to God willing, I'll be able to afford it. But I'll be able to create stuff, make things happen, rent out some space, rent out the podcast space, may make me just a standard podcast space for people to come and do their podcast. And somebody may come and spend 3 days, spend a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and record 10 episodes and have their whole season lined up. Then at about week 7, fly back in, record another 10 episodes. Got their whole season. Get all that done for $1,500, $3,000, then recorded a whole season. And so this the thing. You got to think outside the box. You got to dream bigger. And we can't just box ourselves in. So this what I'm doing. This what I'm doing, and trying to stretch and just get me out of my house. Get me out of the house, having people come to the house to film me, things of that nature. And also have a space where I can meet. I have clients coming in. The end of this month, I'm doing a spoken word album with a young lady that I found her poetry, her spoken word on Instagram, reached out to her because I'm a poet first. Before I became an author, I wrote poetry only. And I still write poetry, but more so now kind of like spoken word, but not all theatrical. I'm not one of all them theatrical performers. It just, I like to put truth in words that flow easily. And so we're going to collaborate and do some poetry around just like relationship issues, male and female issues, just back and forth, that masculine and feminine. And really me trying to help support somebody that I see talented, who doesn't really have a manager, don't have a project out. And so I try to bring dreams to fruition, because that's what I do in my own life. And I realize we got one life to live. We ain't getting no younger. It ain't going no slower. Every day we getting older. And I go and I take action on $1 and a dream. I have debt, bills, I don't know what I was about to call it, bets, because it's debt, bills and debt. And I bet on me. I bet on me. And at the end of the day, anybody who is a bill collector, I always tell them, listen, you'll get it when I got it. And if I ain't got it, then you ain't got it. But as long as I owe you, you'll never be broke. Like what they used to say. my homeboy used to say that to me growing up. I think he got it from his grandma. He say, hey, as long as I owe you, you'll never be broke. And for those of y'all who don't know what it mean, like I ain't know what it mean, he basically was saying, if you ain't got no money and I owe you $5, that mean you worth $5. That mean you got $5 somewhere. You'll never be broke as long as I owe you. And so that's what I tell the banks. Listen, you gonna get it when I got it. But until then, I'm gonna bet on me. Now I ain't gonna do nothing crazy to where they could come and take everything or something like that, but I'm gonna bet on me. And eventually, everybody that doubt you, everybody that doubt me, everybody, man, I wonder if Tony gonna make it. I wonder how he gonna do this. It's people that then come to me and say, well, you know, what's your long-term goal? Because you can't do what you do forever. Yeah, YK. Where the internet gonna go at? Where's the internet going? Why I can't teach? Why I can't be a life coach for the rest of my life? Why I can't be an author for the rest of my life? Why I can't do YouTube for the rest of my life? If YouTube goes somewhere, that means it's being replaced by something like a TikTok. So it's always gonna be a space out there. So why I can't do what God called me to do? The guy who asked me that, he hauled sand. Now we know sand ain't going nowhere, but industries change. They might raise the price up on sand, and people say we don't need no more sand right now. But he hauls sand for like when somebody about to build something, like his company will haul the sand for like Disney World if they need a bunch of sand to lay a foundation for something. And that's the kind of businesses that Caucasian people get into. They have that inroad the way they get into that type of stuff. And as minorities, which people don't like the word minorities, but as people who we are technically a minority doesn't mean inferior. It means that we smaller in number. For those of y'all who struggle with vocabulary, we are smaller in number. So black people make up 12 to 15% of America. And white people make up like 60% or something like that. So it's a lot of Caucasians who, I know white guys that their business is hauling boo-boo, like what come out your toilet, they haul the boo-boo. And who would have thought of that? But that's a job. People who their job is just sprinklers, irrigation, or hydroponics. And it's like, what? Hauling sand. I just met a guy who rented my Sprinter. I know of him, but I can't picture him. His company does the stucco on the outside of buildings. Like if they build an apartment complex in your city, his company will bid on doing the outside. They don't do the infrastructure. They don't do the building. They just do the stucco. I'm like, so he live in Florida, but they doing stucco in the Carolinas, in Michigan, all throughout the country. And so, you know, it's stuff like that, okay, it ain't going nowhere. But industries change. You know, industries change. Recessions affect everybody. But what we have to do is we got to find our gift. Now, tonight we have a growth group. The growth group call is tonight. Now, this is a monthly group coaching thing. And the reason why I started this is because if I work with one person, I have 3.5 million supporters online. Notice I don't call people followers or fans. That's a tip for y'all that's building a tribe, building an audience. Stop referring to people as followers and fans. It's disrespectful. You have supporters. Call them family, call them friends, call them supporters. That's a little branding lesson tip for you that I should have charged you for. The night we had a growth group call. The reason why I do this call is once a month minimum, and it's $47 a month. And the reason why I do it is because a lot of people, y'all gotta forgive me, I turn on my desktop and you sitting right there in front of it. You probably, ooh, what the world Tony doing? A lot of people, and y'all forgive me, I gotta get 2 more black planks behind me, but I ain't ordered them yet because they out of stock. But a lot of people have a scarcity mindset. We have a scarcity mindset, and the way Martin Luther King said it, he said, we buy what we want and beg for what we need. He said we buy what we want and beg for what we need. So a life coaching session may be $350, $250 at the minimum with myself. And then with somebody else, it may be, we have coaches as inexpensive as $25 an hour. And so, hold on right quick. As inexpensive as $25 an hour. So somebody may say, well, I can't afford $350. And that's why I created the growth group, which is the growth club on Tony Gass's Academy, because it's $47 a month. Now, mind you, $47 is still a lot of money to some people. Now, if somebody have a credit card or something, or they got a savings, or they have, money in the bank, they may take and throw something out there to where they just pay for it up front, and boom, they in there. And then other people, they may be going paycheck to paycheck. Y'all got to forgive me because I'm trying to make sure I got the thing set up at the right amount of months for this month, the growth club, while I'm talking about it, because it'll be a couple people that want to sign up and then be signed up on the wrong program. So it's $47 a month. So each month I have to change the number of payments. So if you sign up right now, you'll pay August payment, August, September, October, November, December. So see, it's at 6. I got to change that to 5 payments, so $47. And then when people want to cancel, they write in and they cancel. But I did that because what I'm trying to get people to do is to invest in themselves, because that's what changed my life. When you are broke, you are also broke-minded. Because when you become rich-minded, you're not going to be broke for long. Because when you're rich-minded, you start to think outside of the box. So if I come on here and I show you Tony Gass's Academy, this is from being rich-minded. My mind is creating. And I don't know what all you could see because I can't see what you're looking at. But hopefully you looking at this. My mind created all of these courses. So see, this is what your mind can do when you go from being broke-minded and scarcity-minded to being abundant-minded and rich-minded. And so all of those things are digital real estate. Each one of those courses is digital real estate. And this is what I'm trying to get people to understand, because I'm going to be honest with you. when I started earning, and I say, you know what? Now see, look at this. Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You see that right there, Mrs. Wright, the dream chaser, single is not a curse, 31 days to purpose. Let me see what this phone looking at. Okay. 31 days to purpose. Make it work. A woman's influence. What Daddy Never Told. This is My Year. Self-Love Workbook. Mrs. Wright. CEO of Me. The New Guy Code. 21 Lessons from Ruth and Boaz. 28 Lessons on Love. The Notebook of Love. I wrote this, but this is not my book, so don't buy that. It's really not a good book anyways. The Road to Destiny. The Real Love Tour Workbook. This is the workbook if you missed the tour. This is My Year. That's an e-book. What Daddy Never Told, a different type of book. Wife Type, that's my wife book. Then Unequally Yoked. That's my dad's latest book. Y'all get that right there, Unequally Yoked. So there you go, right there. Now, what I just showed you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 books that I just showed you that I have published that's on Amazon.com. Now, that's 17 books. I just wrote another one this weekend. I wrote another one that I haven't released. So I got 2 or 3 more books in the chamber. And I ain't bragging to you. What I'm telling you is, this is what happens when you go from scarcity minded to abundant minded. When you go from penny pinching and not investing in yourself to investing in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you expect a return on your investment. When you spend your money, you want a product, you want a return on the money you have spent. And this is what I'm trying to get people to understand, because here I was just trying to get by, do everything for free. But as soon as I started buying courses, going to seminars, what happened was, it wasn't that the course or the seminar was so life-changing or so amazing. What happened was, it was the act of me investing in myself. I started to expect a return. I started to expect a return because I'm like, hey, I done put money into me. So being that I done put money into me, something got to give. Something got to give. Now y'all see this book, The Dream Chaser, on Audible, but the hardcover $22. It say only 6 left in stock. So make sure need 6 people to go grab that right there. That's with a publisher. That'll show them. Just let them know, oh man, we were sleeping on Tony. Tony book still selling. I published that years ago. But listen to me. I think 2016 I published that. But that's my story. That's my quote on the cover that say, if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help build theirs. People thought that was Steve Jobs' quote. No, that's the little country boy from Arbondale, Florida quote that went round the world and back and actually got published on the front of a book. And that's all from a mindset shift. That's why I try to get people to understand. I'm from Arbondale, Florida. When I was growing up, our population was 5,000 people. And my mom and dad don't have a college degree. My dad dropped out of the 12th grade and just got his GED. Then he went to the Army. And my mom, she went and did a little bit of college for maybe a semester or so. My sister doesn't have a college degree. I got one blood sibling that I know of, and I don't have a college degree. I don't have a mentor. I don't have anybody that I can call and talk to about business and get wisdom, knowledge, insight. I don't know anybody personally that has done more business than me with the way that I want to do business. Like, yeah, I can reach out to this person or that person, but I don't reach out to them because I question their motives. And I'll see that they're more focused on money than making a difference. So that's why I don't reach out to the certain people that I could reach out to, is because when you selling a product, you know how to sell stuff, and you know people, you could tell when somebody's selling it out of purpose and somebody's selling it solely for profit. So that's why I don't have a mentor, because I had to become what I want to be. I had to become what I wanted to see. I had to become what I needed. And so by doing that, that's what changed in my life. You know, that's what changed in my life, and that's where I had to go to in my life. And I'll take this thing off, but it might cut my phone off. So y'all gotta forgive me if you hear a little echo on this video, but ill what it is. And that's the thing. Like right now, you know, I want to do my podcast and stuff next door, but I need somebody who know how to build sets. I need somebody who know how to produce a podcast. I need somebody who, you know, good in that space. And so I have to find independent consultants, independent contractors, to where I don't put them on salary. I pay them by the hour or by the project. And I reach out and just make things happen on that level. But here's the thing. We got too many people that's waiting on a dream to happen. And I will coach people, and they might have more money in their bank account than I have in my bank account, and they doing nothing. They are doing nothing. They going to work, coming home, pretending to invest in themselves, but they taking no real moves, making no real action. So guess what? If the Lord called them home tomorrow, him or her, they will have nothing to leave behind. We will have no way to know that you was here if you don't leave nothing behind. You could leave your kids behind, but they might change their name. But what will tell us that you were here? So you going to work. That's why I created Tony Gassel Academy. Because on Tony Gassel Academy, I got 60 courses on there. I put everything that I've done, I put on there. And so I put that on there because I want people to be able to see. Let me see. I wanted people to be able to see So I'm sorry, I have to send an email. Always looking to buy me a little piece of a sports team, and so I got a call about that to see what it'll take to buy a piece of this particular team. And so I'm gonna start me a little investment group here soon to buy up pieces of these teams, because sports ain't going nowhere. But see, that's the thing. That's how my mind go to thinking, because I done stretched my mind. See, when you scarcity minded, you get stuck in thinking about what you're gonna eat, like what you finna eat for dinner, like what outfit you finna wear to work tomorrow, how you gonna pay your car note. But when you stretch your mind, you go to thinking like, you know what, I'm finna bet on me, and if they need to come get their car, they come get their car, and I'll take the bus or I'll carpool with a coworker. You start to think like there is no failure. There is no failure, and the only option is for me to bet on me, and I'm going to achieve success. And this is the sad part about it is every single person is created to have a small business. You can work for somebody else, but you could also be a consultant for the company you working for. And instead of being paid to Jane Doe, you could be being paid to Jane Doe LLC. And now when you being paid to your limited liability company, you now gonna have tax write-offs that Jane Doe does not have. You're gonna have advantages that Jane Doe does not have. And that's why, although Donald Trump being indicted for all his foolishness, that's why the man ain't had to pay no taxes, because he got businesses. And having businesses, he had some advantages that the rest of the people without a business don't have. And yeah, we're gonna have issues that pop up, and we're gonna learn through ignorance. I heard the rapper saying he bought 10, 15 houses and didn't pay the property tax because he didn't know you had to pay property tax if you buy a house cash. Same thing happened to me. Bought the house cash, private financing, but no bank financing. Bought the house cash, and I ain't know I had to pay property taxes. Lack of education. Yeah, if you a realtor or you grew up in real estate or you done studied real estate, you can be like, who didn't know that? But a lot of us didn't know it. So yeah, you learn as you go, but you got to be willing to go in order to learn. And what I'm trying to get folks to do is to believe in themselves, bet on themselves. I started the year of coaching program, and this is what the year of coaching. So in my ventures, I've earned several $1 million. So I've earned several millions of dollars just doing what people would think you can't make money from. Like people don't realize that yes, you could make a living from selling what you know. Selling what you know. From the wisdom you have acquired, from the skills you have acquired, from the lessons you have learned, you can be a life coach, a business consultant, an author, a YouTuber, a professional speaker. You can do these things and people don't realize it. So I created a year of coaching program where I charge $7,500 because the value of it is $75,000. But instead of charging $75,000, I say I'm gonna charge 10% of that, $7,500. And I said I'm gonna work with 10 people every year because I don't want to be spread too thin, and I want to be able to connect with each person and meet them in person, talk to them every month, text message. They could text me every day, and we building their brand, we building their company, expanding their company, starting their company, building their brand, and I'm giving them every tip and tool, every secret that I have for the people who they make 6 figures and they ready to go to corporate. I mean, leave corporate and go into their personal brand or into their business. I'm giving them every secret, every connection, every tip. A lot of almost every one of my clients in that program told me, Tony, I got the value from the first or the second call. And we're going to do 16 hours of consulting throughout the year. But I did that because I said, you know what? This guy over here charging $100,000. This guy over here charging $20,000 for a group coaching. So I'm gonna charge $7,500 for one-on-one, but for every tip and tool and resource. And I did that because I looked and I said to myself, yes, I am God gifted, but so are you. God does not love me more than he loves you. God has not gifted me more than he has gifted you. He maybe has gifted me differently than he has gifted you, but he has also gifted you because you are his child. So I said to myself, how is it, how is it fair that I work for myself and I earn a living and I get to set my own schedule and I get to create from within and earn a living, living my purpose, and this person over here has to punch a clock for somebody else for the rest of their life? If I can give them everything I've learned in bite-sized courses that's $10, $50, $100, if they can't afford a one-on-one session, if I could give them everything I've learned, mind, body, and spirit, for $47 a month, then why wouldn't I do that? And now, yeah, I could take and say, okay, I've earned X amount of millions, so 10% of that may be X amount of millions, 1% of that may be X amount of tens of thousands. So for 1 year to work with me, I'm going to charge tens of thousands. 20,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. Guess what? I still could get 10 people to pay me whatever I want to charge, because there's going to be people that want it that bad. But I don't want to play on somebody's dream. I don't want to take advantage of somebody's desperation to change their situation. That's not what I'm in it for. So I'm going to charge the bare minimum, which is still a big investment, but it's way, way less than other people are charging who are on my level of expertise. But it's still an investment, but I'm beating the competition by tens of thousands of dollars for one-on-one guidance and instruction, giving away the whole blueprint that I could be selling for tens of thousands of dollars. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, if I could give somebody else a little bit of what I done learned, even if it's motivation, even if it's confirmation. See, sometimes a person don't need to learn nothing. Sometimes we don't need to learn nothing from nobody else. We just need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe in ourselves. And that's all it is. So, like, I got a client who, in my program, she went and jumped into her, I think, real estate broker company and started a shapewear brand. And she got a shapewear site, and she got the shapewear that's available for sale. And she looking at the site like, Tony, I don't know if I'm ready. I'm like, your site done. You ready. Like, you need to go through and get your banking information set up so you can receive your payments. But you ready to go. You ready to rock and roll. And guess what? Gucci Mane, his wife, Keisha Kaur, became a millionaire selling shapewear. So if Keisha Kaur can become a millionaire selling shapewear, why can't my client become a millionaire selling shapewear? It's all about believing in yourself. And it's all about hitting the ground roots, grassroots marketing. A lot of times we overthink things, but it's grassroots marketing. So I have a client who I wrote her book. She sells weave, hair, and she started with a $300 investment from her husband and bought some bundles from online. And from that, she went in the parking lot outside of the hair store and started selling, not the hair store, the hair salon, and started selling bundles. In her first real year of business, she made $368,000. Her second year, she passed $1 million. She then later opened up a salon. So she a salon owner, And now she also got a warehouse building where she got her offices and all her products and everything she doing. Now, to give you her plug, like where she get her hair from, she gonna charge over $10,000. But even at that, she won't give you her exact plug. She gonna give you the second best, over $10,000. To teach you how she did it, she gonna charge you $5,000. So now she could train 100 women a year at $5,000 on how to start their hair company. And you do the math on 5,000 times 100. What that math is? 5 million or 500,000? What that math is? Put my calculator on here now. 500,000. $500,000 right there off 100 people a year paying $5,000. She could sit down. She could stop selling hair and just teach the game. Guess what? Almost everybody touch 5,000 on their tax return, especially if they got kids. And so, you see what I mean? Once you take and you believe in yourself and you bet on you, not only do you do what you do, but you can teach other people. I'm gonna show you something. So I became a life coach. I don't make earth-shattering money off being a life coach because I may only allow myself to coach 3 people a day. If they're already students of mine, I'm charging $250 a student. So, and I'm only coaching 3 days a week. So let's say on average I'm making $750 times 3. That's $2,250 a week as a life coach. We got 52 weeks in the year. So out of that 52 weeks, I may coach 48 weeks. So that put me at $108,000 a year as a life coach. Yeah, okay, that's 6 figures. That's good. It's going to a LLC, so I can write off all my expenses and pretty much live off that whole 108,000. But now, when I show you the life coach certification course, I have trained 3,020 life coaches on this particular academy system. So this is not including the people I trained before I started this system in 2017, because I've been training since 2013. So it's not the people 4 years before I started this system, and it's not including the people I train in person at live events. So I probably done trained, let's say 3,500 life coaches. If the average amount that people pay is $500 times 3,500, that is 1.75 million. So that's $1,750,000 divided by 100,000. So equals, it would take me what I have earned approximately, that ain't an exact number because I don't know what the average people pay for the course, because the price changed a lot. Right now it's $397. So, but it's been as high as $2,500. So it's been as high as $2,500. So if you want to be a life coach and get your training and go and get started, you better get it right now while it's $397 on TonyGassonAcademy.com. Listen to me now. It would take me 17 and a half years as a coach to earn what I've earned training coaches. So me helping other people, do what I do. Now see, let me help you understand something now. So if I say I'm a life coach, I got the blueprint, but I don't want nobody else to be my competition. I don't want nobody else to upstage me. So I ain't gonna teach nobody how to become a life coach. I'm not gonna certify nobody else. I'm just gonna be the one making $108,000 a year, or I can make more if I coach on 5 days a week, or if I coach 7 days a week, or if I coach 8 people a day instead of only coaching 3 people a day. I can make more. But so I'm gonna do that, and I could do that. But I say, you know what? I'm doing this, but I'm just one person. Even if I coach 5 people a day, I'm talking for 5 hours. That's 25 people a week. That's all I'm helping. That's 4 weeks. I'm helping 100 people. The world, we got billions of people, so it need to be other coaches helping 100 people a month as well. So I take my knowledge, my expertise, my success as a coach, and I train other people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. When you bet on you and you become something, you step out and do something. Now, not only do you get paid for doing what you do, but you could be paid for teaching other people how to do what you do. And that in itself is going from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. Because now you're saying there's room for everybody. Everybody can eat. So I took and started, in addition to this, I took and started my mentor.life. And that is $20 a month. And it's where I drive people to my mentor.life. So if you can't afford, right now it's not in your budget, to do a one-on-one session with me, go to my mentor.life and book a coach. We have coaches as inexpensive as $25. So if I click hire a coach, we got 35 pages of coaches. So it is 6 coaches per page. On the last page, we got 11 coaches. So if you do 34 times 12 equals 408 plus 11. So we got 419 coaches. I'm marketing this site to millions of people a month. So these coaches, when they get booked, they get 100% of what they get booked for. So 419 coaches. This is me taking and going from a scarcity mindset and saying, I'm going to hog all the clients. I'm going to be the only coach. I ain't going to share no business with nobody else. And me saying, let me create a platform that other coaches can get clients. So now, if there are 419 people, if they have a abundant mindset, they're going to pay the year up front, and they're going to bet on themselves for they're going to give themselves 12 months to market their profile, market their page, and bring in clients if they have an abundant mindset. If they have a scarcity mindset, they're going to sign up for the monthly plan. And y'all forgive me if I'm talking to you and you got a scarcity mind. I ain't bad mouthing you, just letting you know the difference. If they have the scarcity mindset, they're going to sign up for $19.99 a month. That way they're going to be month to month. So if they don't get booked for a month, they're going to give up on themselves, not knowing in month 6 may be their breakthrough. So this a mentality. Now I make it available for both mindsets, because I'm not just going to say it's an annual fee and I'm cutting out the people who they still growing from scarcity to abundance. And some people say, well, Tony, I can only afford $19.99. You can't expect anything to happen off a $20 investment. You can't, that ain't how business works. So you got to give yourself some runway for people to see your profile enough times to where they want to book you. Then when you get booked for $25, that $25 done paid for your $20 monthly fee. But if this 419 pays $20 a month, that's $8,380 a month times 12, that's $100,560. So if I'm coaching and I'm making $100,000 coaching, and I got a platform and I'm making $100,000 from that platform, now that coaching is $200,000 a year. But then if I train coaches and my goal is to charge an average of $500 and to train 1,000 coaches a year, so I'll make $500,000 training plus the $200,000 from coaching and having the other platform. So that then puts me at $700,000 a year as a life coach. And this is what people don't understand, because people will take and look and say, well, if I become a life coach, I only could charge $50. Yeah, you charge $50 for a while you building your brand, you building your name, you building your clientele, you get respect, but eventually you build. Like, let me ask you something. What's special about me? You didn't meet me from my daddy. My daddy is not Rev Run or Steve Harvey or TD Jakes or John Maxwell or Tony Robbins or Les Brown. I had to build from zero by myself. So if I could build from zero, what that mean? The next person could build from zero. And I'm gonna tell you what a scarcity mindset and what a negative mindset does. It tells you, Tony, everybody ain't you. Everybody ain't you. Everybody can't do what you do. You highly gifted. You very smart. Or you this or you that. I'm not that. I rebuke that line of thinking in the name of Jesus. I rebuke that. Stop speaking poverty over yourself. Hello? Somebody came in. Hello?
Hey, how are you? I'm your next door neighbor.
Okay.
Hey,
Which one?
Annabelle's.
Okay, down to the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
A package was delivered at 12:09, and it's signed for by Taylor, and it's for me, and I didn't get it. You didn't get it either.
To be,
I tried.
oh.
I tried the smoothie girl and our smoothie place, and then the other place was closed. So
Okay. You say 12:09.
12:09, signed for by Taylor. I don't know where it is.
Did you go right next to
At the end, there's closed.
no, right here in the middle of me and the smoothie.
Oh,
It's
no.
a new
Somebody
company.
sent this?
Yeah, it's a new company that lies. Sorry about that, y'all. My neighbor had, there's a furniture store down there by me, and they had got a package delivered, and somebody signed for it and ran off on the plug. So listen to me. Now see, it's scarcity mindset that'll watch this video. Tony is bragging. It's bragging. He just on here. All he wanted to do is just tell me what he possibly making. And see, that's the thing. That's why you can't help everybody. You can't serve everybody. But we got to try to go from, and I'm gonna tell you some stuff too, and I'm gonna tell you about abundant mindset. I'm gonna tell you about a mindset of expectation. So listen, YouTube is not going to put these type of videos. If you got to this point, what I want you to do, if you got to this point, look up under the video, look at the notification bell, unclick it, and then click it. If you already set up for notifications, unclick it and then click it again. You may even click the unsubscribe and then subscribe again. And because YouTube, because my channel is set up for relationship advice, it's not gonna put these type of videos in the algorithm. It's not gonna show it to you. So it literally be up and they'll never show it to you. So you got to set the notifications, and you have to be mindful to come and look for this. And I may make a playlist for it actually, to where if I think I probably already got the business, but I may make a playlist for it so you could see it. But I'm gonna start putting this stuff on a mindset of expectation, from scarcity to abundance. These type of things where you can get this knowledge in a general sense, so it ain't gonna be as detailed as in the Growth Club. And if you can afford $47, join us in the Growth Club. Tony Gaskins, my name, got an S on the end. Tony Gaskins Academy. People be going to TonyGaskins.com. It's TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. And I'm gonna give you the game, because here's the thing. It took me a while. It took me a decade in business before I made $1 million in a year. It took me a decade. So it take time. Now, for my client, it took her 2 years because she in a different industry. I'm in the knowledge industry. She in what you call the vanity industry, selling weave. So if I sell man units, I probably could do me $1 million in my first or second year of business. If I go into something in the vanity space, is what they call it, I probably could make $1 million first or second year. So I want you to understand, depending on the space that you're in. And it ain't nothing wrong with the vanity industry. See, business has principles. So starting your LLC, finding your distributor, finding your plug, your manufacturer, and then finding your outlet on how you're going to reach your clients, and then developing your marketing strategy, boom, you set up. It's just step by step. It's business principle. I got a client that we launching right now. What we launching? We launching, she doing clothing line. She doing a fitness clothing line. That's what we doing in the year coaching program, the $7,500 program. She is a RN, but she want to start a fitness clothing line because she like to work out. And she wearing other people's stuff in there, so she gonna start her own and start selling her own. And guess what? When she finally launch it and we get it up on her website, I'm gonna share it with you, because that's what I do for my clients when they launch whatever they doing out of this program. I share it so they get their first little exposure, awareness, and first couple sales. So I'm gonna share it with you when we get across that finish line, just to show you people just like you are creating. Why are you sleeping? Why are you talking yourself out of it? Why are you being negative? Why are you having a scarcity mindset? People are creating and they building and they going to that next level, and you deserve that too. You deserve that too. So hey, this Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Man, I'm looking at this channel here. You got to look at this. Look at this channel. It's this channel. They released a video an hour ago and they got 4,300 views. That's a lot now, because it's a lot if I get 1,000. But at the same time, that ain't no whole lot considering how big this channel is. That particular channel and what they doing in the grand scheme of things. So it showed me that you could be big in certain areas and still be small, or you could still be small and still do big things. So hey, get this together, get this in your spirit. I got to go because we coming up on an hour, and I see my son posting a bunch of messages in the family chat, so I need to check and make sure he good, make sure he all right. But this was just a random video. I ain't even mean for it to go this long or even go this far. But God bless you. Hopefully you get to watch this. I'll probably put it up tonight. while we on the Growth Club call at 8:30. Probably put this up for the people who it's not really in your budget yet and you can't join the program, or you didn't know about it and you just not find out. You'll see it on TonyGasselAcademy.com, the Growth Club. But hey, God bless you, and we will talk soon.